Top 3 English tips will change your life.
I remember standing in a crowded room, silent, invisible. Everyone was speaking English, laughing and connecting. And there I was, smiling nervously, nodding, faking it. Inside, I felt like a ghost, trapped in my own silence. That night, I went home and cried in the bathroom. Not because I didn't understand, but because I did, and I still couldn't speak. I had words inside me, but no way to let them out. That feeling of being smart in your head, but sounding dumb to the world, it breaks something in you. I knew I had to change, or I'd disappear forever. I wasn't born in an English-speaking country. My parents didn't speak it. My school barely taught it. But the world expected it. Every job interview, every opportunity, every important moment seemed to need it. And every time I opened my mouth, shame poured out instead of confidence. My first job interview was a disaster. I knew all the answers on paper, but my tongue froze. And all they heard was broken grammar and panic. I walked out knowing I'd never be called back. And I wasn't. They didn't even email me a rejection. That silence was louder than any no. For years, I tried everything I could find. Grammar books, vocabulary lists, YouTube videos with fast talkers and fake smiles. Nothing worked. I memorized words I never used, practiced sentences I never said. My confidence kept shrinking, even as my knowledge grew. People around me mocked my accent. Some thought it was funny, but to me, it felt like I was being erased. Like every sentence I spoke was a mistake. I started avoiding conversations, stopped going to meetups, dinners, even family events. I told people I was introverted, but truthfully, I was just scared. I felt like I was living with a permanent filter, like my true personality was locked behind glass. I knew I was smart, kind, even funny, but in English, I was nobody. Then one night, something shifted. I was watching a movie just to escape, and a character said, "You're not broken, you're just learning." That line hit me like thunder. For the first time, I stopped blaming myself, stopped thinking I was too late, too slow, too stupid. Maybe, just maybe, I'd been learning the wrong way all along, so I started fresh. Not with textbooks, not with more memorization, but with connection. And what I discovered next, it changed everything. Not instantly, not magically, but deeply and permanently. The first thing I did was terrifying. I started speaking before I felt ready. I stopped waiting to be perfect and started being real. I made grammar mistakes. I forgot words. People corrected me. Some even laughed, but I kept going. Why? Because I realized fluency isn't about perfection. It's about courage, about choosing communication over fear. I began having 5-minute conversations. Every time I spoke, I felt braver. My mouth got faster. My brain stopped freezing, and slowly, confidence returned. That was my first big shift. Speak before you're ready, because waiting keeps you silent, and silence is the enemy of growth. The second tip came during a conversation with a cab driver. I was translating each sentence in my head, thinking in my native language, then converting to English. It was exhausting. Halfway through the ride, I gave up. I stopped trying to sound smart and just said what I could, not what I should. It felt like opening a window in a stuffy room. From that moment on, I made a rule. No more mental translation. If I didn't know the perfect word, I'd find a simpler one. If I stumbled, I'd laugh, not apologize. I began thinking in English, describing my room in English, narrating my thoughts, telling my dog what I was doing in English. It was awkward at first, but soon it became natural. I wasn't just speaking English, I was living in it. That tip, letting go of translation, it broke a mental chain I didn't know I was carrying. And for the first time, I felt free. The third tip changed my soul, not just my skills. I stopped learning English like a subject and started learning it like a story. I found shows I loved, music that moved me, podcasts where real people shared real pain and joy. I cried, I laughed, I connected. One night I listened to a podcast about heartbreak and I understood every word, not just in English, but in emotion. That night the language felt like mine. I realized something powerful. Emotion glues language to memory. Facts fade, feelings don't. So I started learning with my heart, not just my head. I kept a journal only in English, not perfect, but honest. Wrote about my fears, my hopes, my past, and somehow my sentences became more beautiful. English stopped being a wall, it became a bridge, not just for jobs or success, but to myself. Months passed. I didn't notice the change right away, but others did. My manager complimented my confidence. My friend said, "Your English is so natural now." Even strangers started treating me differently. But the biggest change? I finally felt like I was in any language. I could argue, joke, cry, and dream, all in English. It wasn't magic. It was 3 small shifts. Speak before you're ready. Think in English. Learn with emotion. Simple, but powerful. And they changed everything for me. I still make mistakes sometimes. I still get nervous before big conversations. But I don't feel ashamed anymore. I feel alive. Because English is no longer a cage. It's a canvas. And every day I paint something new. If speaking fluent English has been a struggle for you too, I know how it feels. I went through it too. But one small thing changed my life, something I still use. I've left a special link in the description for you. Don't forget to check it out.